DC News Now.
Cold air looks to stick around for the rest of our Tuesday, but we'll let you know when our next warm-up will begin.
Plus, protecting judges, the latest proposal after a Maryland judge was murdered. Then, remembering Rosalind Carter.
She's not just his wife, but she's a force to be reckoned with herself.
Celebrating the life and legacy of the former First Lady. And later, prepping for the conference.
So far, much better than it was last year.
What fans can expect ahead of the big game.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us for the news at noon. I'm Annalisa Gale in for Mark Hall this afternoon. Today is another DMV first warn day. Some of the coldest temperatures we have seen since February. Meteorologist Damon Matson joining us now for the latest check on your forecast on this Tuesday. Damon, definitely pulled out that heavy coat today for sure.
Oh, no question here, Annalisa. We need them out there today as this colder air is sticking around throughout the entirety of this Tuesday. Now, some parts of the DMV are lucking out a little bit as we go into the afternoon here. That includes D.C., where we have had a temperature that's jumped into the 40s. Let's check it out. Again, we have a little bit of a bubble of warmer air, if you will. Don't get me wrong. It is still downright chilly out there, but there you have it. We're already up to 42 degrees in D.C. And then as you go south and east from the I-95 corridor, we have some 40s locked in place. So not too bad, but the minute that you get far enough west of the metro and far enough west of I-95, look at how those temperatures just downright tumble. We have 30s from Manassas and Frederick back into the Shenandoah Valley and the Blue Ridge Mountains. And now that's just the air temperature. When you factor in that we still have 15 to 25 mile per hour steady winds ongoing out there, that is creating that wind chill we've been talking about over the last couple of days. It is feeling like it is down near the freezing mark in the D.C. metro and a little bit more so to the south and east, but then it's feeling like it's in the teens and 20s as you go back to the north and west. So no doubt we're feeling that chill in the air, and it's been cold enough too under these northwest winds. We've noticed a few snow flurries out there in parts of the region, the first flakes of the season. And we're going to see more of that same setup here, downright breezy, downright cold, with the possibility of a few snowflakes the rest of the afternoon. Notice how those temperatures don't budge. They stay in the 40s, then eventually drop back into the 30s as we are going to see another round of very cold temperatures tonight. We'll let you know how much those readings will drop, and then we'll let you know how much we bounce back with some warmth later this week. That's all coming up in your full forecast in just a bit.
All right, Damon, thank you. Our top story, a triple shooting investigation is underway in Northeast Washington. It happened around 6 p.m. on Monday evening in the Edgewood neighborhood near the Rhode Island Avenue metro station. Now, D.C. police say 2 men and a woman are now in the hospital as a result of that shooting. We're told all 3 victims are conscious and breathing.
It's definitely a bit concerning, and I'll probably have to think twice about walking through, especially late at night.
So far, no arrests have been made in that case. Also happening now, D.C. businesses are teaming up with the D.C. Army National Guard to host a citywide job fair. This comes after the district broke a 20-year record for the number of homicides this year. The goal behind the Jobs Not Guns recruitment fair is to prevent gun violence. Officials say up to 100 recruiters will be there. This includes members of law enforcement, D.C. Fire and EMS, the military, construction workers, and healthcare workers. That job fair is happening from now until 3 p.m. at the D.C. Armory on East Capitol Street in Southeast Washington. And later tonight, Ward 1 Councilmember Brianna Nadeau is hosting a town hall with the new D.C. Police Chief, Pamela Smith. Smith will share her plan for policing and allocate resources in Ward 1. The town hall is being hosted now by the D.C. Housing Finance Agency in Northwest. You can live stream that event, and that meeting starts at 6:30 p.m. Well, turning now to Maryland, where Supreme Court judges are expected to come together for a virtual meeting today. It comes after a Hagerstown judge was shot and killed outside of his home just hours after ruling against an alleged domestic abuser. DC News Now, Liberty Zabala is in Rockville with how new laws could help keep judges safe.
one proposed law would allow judges to remove their personal information from the internet. And today, a virtual statewide meeting will be held to help better protect judges from becoming a criminal's next victim. This comes after Maryland Circuit Court Judge Andrew Wilkinson was killed outside of his home after ruling against suspect Pedro Argote in a child custody battle. The shooting raises serious concerns over safety for judges, justices, and court personnel across the state. That's why the Chief Justice of the Maryland Supreme Court, Matthew J. Fader, has scheduled this statewide virtual meeting about safety. A new bill would allow government officials and their families to request their personal information be removed from the internet and publications. At the moment, that bill has so far passed the Maryland House, but has stalled in the Senate.
Oftentimes, in general, cases will escalate. So individuals will use new tactics, new ways, new threats. When things look new and they are being tested, that is when the times are very dangerous.
Last year, Congress did pass a similar law that would allow judges to remove their personal information online. Meanwhile, the Washington County Sheriff also said that he would follow any new security protocols that result from this virtual meeting. For now, in Rockville, Liberty Zabala, D.C. News Now.
Liberty, thank you. And staying in Maryland now, police say thieves stole a car and took off with a beloved pet inside. It happened yesterday at a gas station on Hampton Park Boulevard and Ritchie Barbaro Road in Capitol Heights. Police say a Shih Tzu named Zoe was in a silver Infiniti SUV when the thieves drove off. That Shih Tzu is all white with a multicolored tail. If you have any information, you're asked to call police. And in Prince George's County, 4 roommates right now are seeking $16 million in damages against Prince George's County Police. They say the officers violated their rights when they entered their apartment in Landover Hills and shot their dog. They say the 3 officers illegally broke into that apartment to investigate a dog complaint. Attorneys say police got the apartment key from a maintenance worker in the building. When officers entered that home, the dog then appeared. The lawsuit claims that moments later, police shot that dog.
I held Henny's body, bloody body, while she was dying in my arms, while the rest of her family was wrongfully detained.
Let us be very clear right now. They did not have any probable cause as to any crime.
Now, the family says the dog was eventually euthanized. Roommates say the officers violated the 4th Amendment rights that protect people against unreasonable searches and seizures. Well, turning to Virginia, Fairfax County is launching a new Healthy Communities data dashboard. That board will analyze information about life expectancy in the county, the number of uninsured residents, food insecurity, and much more. The goal is to provide this information to people living in the county. Officials also hope it will be used to monitor the county's health over time and identify health disparities. That dashboard is expected to play a role in guiding public health decisions. So far, officials have already identified some issues they'd like to fix. Data shows that food insecurity in Fairfax County is high overall, but decreasing among children. Now, officials also say mental health is worsening in the county. Also, the number of uninsured residents is declining, but the number is high still for Hispanic and Latino residents there. Now, that data also found that life expectancy in the county is stable, but some disparities exist among certain demographics. Well, in Georgetown, business is booming as retail vacancy rates return to pre-pandemic levels. That's according to the Georgetown Business Improvement District. It says more than 50 new storefronts have opened this year. It comes at a time when there are many businesses that have been forced to close due to a number of reasons, including inflation and crime. Our Marielle Carbone has more from M Street.
Take a walk down M Street and you'll likely find what you're looking for.
Usually the shops and a few restaurants.
It's a vibe, so whatever your mood is that day, you can kind of, there's something for you.
Kenneth Walker lives in the area and says he's seen the changes over the years.
Before, Georgetown used to be a little more lively. Obviously, COVID played a part, but now it's starting to come back.
Coming back with more businesses, restaurants, and retail.
And we are seeing a tremendous number of businesses opening.
According to the Georgetown Business Improvement District, 55 new businesses opened in the last year, and more than 35 are set to open by this time next year. It all marks a return to pre-pandemic vacancy levels.
I think there's been a ton of kind of depressing news about the state of retail and sort of the state of crime. We're just feeling incredibly fortunate.
Faith Broderick is with the bid.
Georgetown has always been sort of like this special outdoor shopping destination in the region, and I think that we've been able to retain that spark.
She says the organization has invested heavily in outdoor dining and walking, extending the amount of time people can spend in the area.
Folks are on the street almost all hours of the day in a very positive way, which I think sort of makes the neighborhood feel safe and feel vibrant.
She's hopeful the momentum can spill over into other parts of the city, like downtown. As for what visitors want to see more of,
A little more entertainment, within reason.
More restaurants.
Reporting for DC News Now, I'm Marielle Carbone.